Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about a very cool rhythm, a rhythm known as ChachaElekefun. Now, ChachaElekefun is a very, very important rhythm in the canon of Bata music. It's what I would call a bit of a utility rhythm. Unlike other rhythms in Bata music that belong to a specific deity or a specific orisha, ChachaElekefun is very unique in that it's used by everybody. There's not a deity in the Yoruba pantheon that does not have a song, does not have a dance that goes to ChachaElekefun. So it's a very, very important rhythm that all bataleros need to learn, but it's also a great rhythm for drum set players, for percussionists, for anyone that wants to add that sort of Afro-folkloric feel into their playing. Now, the way that this usually works is within a ceremony. There are prescribed rhythms that would be played for the specific orisha being venerated, whether it's a birthday celebration or a feast day. We would play the prescribed rhythms for those orishas, and then we would change to these, again, what I call a utility rhythm. This could be yokota, this could be rumbo batala, could be nyongo, and of course ChachaElekefun as well. Some people may argue that it's one of the most important Bata rhythms, especially for those that don't use the Bata in a ceremonial context, because if you're playing an Afro-folkloric show, if you're playing for a dance class, there's never a time when you're not gonna, at some point, play this rhythm of ChachaElekefun. So, let's take a look at what this rhythm sounds like. We'll break down the individual parts. And for those of you who might not be bataleros, I hope you'll stay tuned with us because as we continue on in the days and weeks to come, I'm going to continue this series on this specific rhythm, show you not just the individual parts for the Bata drums, but some adaptations that I've created to play the rhythm on 3 Bata drums on a stand in the way you might do it, say, for a dance class. There's also some adaptations that I've done to play this rhythm on the conga drums. And finally, maybe we'll do one to talk about the drum set and how we can play adaptations or versions of this rhythm on the drum set. So I hope you guys will stay tuned for those. But right now, let's take a listen to this rhythm and hear what it sounds like. Now, ChachaElekefun is a rhythm where truly the sum is greater than the parts. The individual parts for ChachaElekefun are not that difficult in and of themselves, but when put together it forms this beautiful complex rhythm, and in the hands of masters, ChachaElekefun can be something out of this world. But the most traditional basic pattern for the ukonkolo, the smallest drum in ChachaElekefun, is it's really playing 8th notes within the beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that would sound like this. Another very interesting thing about ChachaElekefun is it's the only Bata rhythm I can think of at the moment in which the call into the rhythm is given not by the iya, or the largest drum, but by the totele, the second largest drum. And that call will be initiated by the iya, but the actual call itself into the rhythm is done by the totele, and it sounds like this. Okay? It's 3 sets of double notes, at least that's the way that I think about it. A single with the right hand, and then both hands together. Some drummers will pull back on that feel to give it more of a triplet kind of feeling. Others will push it ahead and make it more straight 16th notes. Either way is totally correct in my opinion, but again, we want to have that feel coming into the rhythm. And then I start the pattern, which for me really grounds the rhythm, this itotele pattern. And I'm playing an open in the right hand and a slap, and then I play a muffle with the right hand followed by another slap. And it sounds like this. 1, 2, most basic pattern for the iya really couldn't be simpler. Essentially what I'm playing is half notes. First an open with the right, and I play that together with a slap on the cha-cha of the drum. And then beat 3 in the rhythm is simply a slap with the left hand. So over top of the beat, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay? These are the simplest, most basic patterns. But one of the things that's very, very important within ChachaElekefun is as we get into these utility rhythms, unlike we would play in the oro seco where it's just drumming, the feature of this rhythm is going to be both in the singing and with the dancing that accompanies. So the parts of the drums become simpler, but the room for improvisation that we might not have in some of the more set or standardized rhythms, that level of improvisation really increases. So there's a lot of interaction that can happen certainly in the improvisations of just one drum, and also the interactions between the two drums. So with this pattern I might choose to change it in small little ways. That left hand slap that lands on beat 3, I can displace that either forward or backwards to give it a more syncopated feel and get something like 1, 2, 3. Now, the improvisations that happen between these drums work in a call and response format. So within the individual parts, the iya breaks from its pattern, it plays an improvisation, and then is answered by the itotele. Unlike most Bata rhythms that have a very distinct call that's played on the iya and a very distinct answer that's played on the segundo, within this rhythm, those call and responses are improvised. So we want to make sure to start very, very simply and not to lose our place within the clave as we're playing these rhythms. But let's check out some simple call and response improvisations that can happen between the iya and between the itotele. Here's some examples. Another very interesting part about ChachaElekefun that I really, really enjoy is that in most Bata rhythms, the smallest drummer, the okonkolo, plays a very, very straight ostinato kind of pattern, and it sort of holds everything down and glues everything together in all of the calling and responding that's happening between the iya and the itotele. However, the improvisational nature of ChachaElekefun applies to the okonkolo as well, and at a certain point in the rhythm, the okonkolo starts to play what is called Floreos, or again, improvisations within the pattern. There are many, many different improvisations that the okonkolo can play, but here's an example of a very, very common one that you'll hear, and it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? This really opens up the rhythm and gives it a very free and syncopated sort of feel. So let's check it out and hear what this will sound like in the context of the rhythm. I hope you enjoyed this lesson on the rhythm ChachaElekefun for the Bata drums. Again, I hope you stay tuned and check out the lessons that are going to be coming, where I show how we can adapt this rhythm to be played on 3 drums, to be played on the conga drums, to be played on the drum set, give you guys some new ways that you can add this folkloric sound into your playing, whatever instrument you happen to play. So hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you again soon. Yeah.